Welcome to, I think it's week 21, if you can possibly believe that. I still am counting, thinking, what? Anyway, I have been on a long journey, so I posted remotely for 3 weeks, actually scheduled it, and now I'm back on track and doing actual videos at the time of. So, this big adventure that we went on took us to some pretty remote areas in British Columbia. And it wasn't all that comfortable, but it was cool to see. We went to where our parents had been living in 1955 to 1957 in a very small town called Stewart in British Columbia. It's sort of close to Ketchikan. And what a place. Wow. Driving in, I mean, there's no cell service, there's no people, it's pretty remote. There's bears on the road, just like when I was a kid. We went to Banff and the bears would come right up to your car. It was like that. They were little black bears, obviously yearlings, I think, or maybe 2 years old, and just wandering on the roads and just doing their own thing. But as we're driving along, it is the prettiest place I think I've ever been. It looked like Jurassic Park, for goodness sakes. It had really super steep mountains coming down, lots of avalanche warnings, and then these itty bitty waterfalls all over the place. And we even drove by a glacier that was right, well, not right by the road, across, coming down the mountain, but just fascinating to see. And this little town, I mean, it's maybe 400 and some people, but what a place. And we did go up the mountain towards the mines. That's why my parents were there. My dad was doing exploration for mining, and to see if it was viable to have a mine there, which it definitely was. But we went up this, dirt road that wasn't great. But we got up top and we went to the Salmon Glacier. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I've never been up, well, not that up close, but I've never been to a place where I could see a glacier, and it was really fascinating to see it. But we, it was challenging. It was a challenging trip. It was a lot of hotel after hotel. We did get to go see some cousins of my husband, which was great because it was just lovely to see them. But when we finally got home, we just powered through the last day because we couldn't take it anymore. And we drove 13 hours straight through to get home. And boy, were we happy to be in our own bed with our own pillow. And I know that sounds so ridiculous, but I truly am Princess and the Pea. But what happened, as we got home, and you're exhausted and you sleep, and then you get up and you start to have this sort of, I can't describe it other than melancholy feeling, that I don't know, it's not boredom, it's not sadness, it's just this sort of down feeling, and I recognize it because I know it well. It's something that happens after you've finished a big project of some sort. It could be something that you've been working on for months or just a few weeks or whatever, but a big something that challenged you, and at the end of it, you have this kind of down feeling. I don't know if it's because you regret that it's over or what it is, but to know that that feeling exists and it's normal is really helpful. And that's the kind of thing that I want people to learn from Get a Grip, is that this is about thoughts and feelings, but it's more than that. It's about how to handle those thoughts and feelings so you can be emotionally prepared to be on top of your game, to be able to reach your destiny, if you want to call it. And that's what it takes, is to know that these things exist, these thoughts are normal, these feelings are typical, I guess would be, or expected, maybe that's a better word, they're expected, and that you can handle them then, because that's really what we need to be able to do, is to be able to handle our emotions. I just was reading something, and it's train your brain for the truth instead of the trigger. And a trigger is that immediate response that you have to something without being able to choose your response. You just snap and do it. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. And that's the kind of thing that we need to be able to conquer, right? Is those knee-jerk reactions. We need to be able to pause, take a moment, breathe, and think about, how do I want to respond to that? Now, I can tell you straight up, I'm not that great at that all the time. I'm much better than I was, but I still fall into that trap of getting triggered and spiraling and having that knee-jerk reaction and then having to go back and apologize for it. And that's what this work is all about. You know, I have this YouTube channel, and I also have the class that you can take, and you can also buy the book and read it. You can follow me on social media because I'm on Instagram and Facebook, um, and it's important for us to stick together so that we can work through life, right? To be able to manage our thoughts first, right? Because it's that thought that creates the feeling, and it's the feeling that creates the reaction. And we want to be able to do that, to choose how we're reacting, you know, to choose a response rather than a reaction. So that's what this is all about, and I'm so glad you're here to join me on it. Um, you know, so I'm going to tell you what I've been doing, right, to conquer that melancholy feeling that I have, is that I'm resting. I'm doing things that bring me joy. I'm actually cleaning as well because that brings me a lot of joy. I know that sounds crazy, but I do enjoy cleaning. I enjoy walking barefoot on a floor that is clean. Oh, there's nothing like it. But it's also changing the bed with brand new sheets and pillowcases, and everything's crisp and nice, and it makes you feel more on top of your game. So I've been doing that. I've been taking time to choose whether I want to do something or not. I mean, there's lots of opportunities for me to go and do and see people and everything, but I choose, do I want to do that right now? Am I up for that? Because everything I choose takes energy. And when I deplete my vessel, I can, what I say, run out of polite coupons, and that's not a good place to be. That's not what I want to do. So I manage what I say yes to when I'm feeling this sort of, you know, that feeling of, I can't describe it other than it's sort of melancholy. But I also know that came from this big project that I just got done, and that I can make it through by resting, taking time for me, taking time for my family, eating good food. Instead of all the junk that I was eating while we were on the trip, I'm back to eating proper food, exercising, going to the gym, going to my exercise class, having my routines that keep me on a more even keel. So I hope that helps. You know, if you have that happen to you, just know it's normal. And then notice it before you react, that you need to take time for you. All right, so I hope this has helped, and it's a pleasure being with you. Hey, I'd love it if you would share, like, subscribe, all those things that it takes to put this on the algorithm so we can help other people too. And send me a note if you have liked this. I would love to communicate with you. It's thinkgetagrip@gmail.com, and give me a shout out. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're enjoying whatever season it is where you are. For me, it's hot summer, and I'm loving it. All right, talk to you later. Bye.